While that serves as the foundation for the conversation, we would also look at how well our society have been able to cater for and to these orphans. Because it seems like only a few individuals are actually concerned about their welfare. More reason why we have a lot of private orphanages who would usually depend on the goodwill or benevolence of some individuals to provide for these orphans. On X, we're at Nigeria Info PH, and our Facebook page is Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. The questions I'm asking today are pretty simple and straightforward. Would easier adoption processes encourage the rate of adoption and guarantee the welfare of orphans? Can parents plan better for the fate of their young children when they are no more? In what ways can we ensure the welfare of orphans in our society? We're live, by the way, and like I said, on X at Nigeria Info PH and Facebook page Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. So go there, watch us live, and most importantly, be a part of the conversation by dropping your comments in the comment section. And in course of the conversation, I would read them. We'll go on a commercial break shortly, but when we come back, the conversation starts in full. Now, I'll encourage you to keep the phone numbers handy, because for every conversation right here on Nigeria Info, these are the numbers that you can connect us with, or connect with us with. They are 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0002. We also have 0817 923 0003. Again, 0817 923 0003. Our call screener is always in standby to take your calls first. So when you do call, the first voice you would hear would not be my voice, but of course that of the call screener. Now, if you prefer to send us a message, send it on WhatsApp or in Telegram. It is 0809 0306416. Again, 0809 0306416. Also on X and Facebook. And on Instagram and Threads as well at Nigeria Info FM _PH. Stay tuned. Conversation starts in full after the break.
On me mine, Kurago me Nigeria, Foku Nangite me, Savika.
Let's see how we can make the most of it, shall we? Let me begin by saying this. Whether one was orphaned by death of both parents, abandoned by both parents, the life of an orphan is ruled by uncertainty, not knowing what lies ahead. Their fate, often decided by whoever looks on them with the eye of mercy, and policies of the government as it concerns their welfare, which may or may not be in their best interest. Now, with research-based evidence that children raised in orphanages do not often find it easy to live responsibly after being ushered into the larger society when they turn 18 years as required by the law, it has become increasingly necessary for Nigeria to introduce measures that would deinstitutionalize social care, thereby achieving the ultimate goal of taking these kids off the streets, which is to ensure that they lack no care during their childhood and then grow up to be good citizens. I mean, how difficult can that be, really? Also, it would interest you to know that the National Situation Assessment Analysis estimates the number of orphans and vulnerable children in the country to be 17.5 million. Looking at our population of over 200 million people, do the math. Majority of these children live in institutions, orphanages, and do not interact with the larger society. This has raised concerns on their ability to integrate properly with their fellow citizens when they leave their homes. However, this problem is not peculiar to Nigeria globally, so do not just think it's a Nigerian thing. Globally, there has been a drive for alternative care and the institutionalization of social care homes. The need for alternative child care, specifically family-based care in Nigeria and other developing countries around the world, is becoming crucial based on increasing reports and studies on negative impact of institutional care on child welfare and development. Now think of the average child. If you have a child, know someone who has a child. It takes a whole lot to raise a whole human being. From the period of conception through the over 40 weeks in the womb, then delivery, and then there is nurture. Provision of nutrition, clothing, shelter, education, emotional support, psychological support, spiritual support. Yes, some of our parents still pray fire on top of our head. It's all in a bid to ensure that we are okay. But you see, for the orphans, they may not have all of that. Think of an average orphanage. Let's say they have over 30 children. Excuse me, who is going to provide emotional support to that child? How wholesome is the care given? You have 30 children to think about. And it may seem that most likely what the orphanages are concerned with is providing food, shelter, and clothing, and maybe medication. But it's a whole lot. Now, you say people are orphans, girls for this matter. And the best way, these people are orphaned by activities of banditry. And you decide that it will be better they get married. Now walk with me through the story. A planned mass wedding of about 100 orphans has sparked widespread outrage across Nigeria. The orphans, some of whom are feared to be underage girls, are said to be married off on the 24th of May in the northwestern state of Niger. Walk with me. They have all lost parents to attacks by armed bandits who regularly target civilians across the state. Now, Nigeria's Women Affairs Minister Uju Kennedy said she has filed a court order to stop the ceremony. If it is about welfare, if it is solely about taking care of those children, then I don't think marriage is the best option. This is everything that she's saying in a nutshell. According to reports, this mass wedding was supported by the Speaker of the Niger State Assembly, Abdul Malik Sakin Daji, who said local religious leaders had approached him to help funding it. The Imams Forum of Niger have said that the marriage ceremony should go ahead, insisting that the girls are not below 18. That's the legal age of marriage. However, critics have expressed concern that some girls may be younger than 18 or being forced to comply for financial gain. Now, the Minister of Women Affairs' argument is these girls deserve better, and that her department was looking into who the 100 girls are, their ages, whether they consented to the marriage. Her department will offer the girls education and training, she said, adding that if the Niger State Speaker attempts to block this effort, there would be a serious legal battle between him and the Ministry of Women Affairs. Now, as at Friday, Senior Presidential Aide Abiodun Esiet reiterated Ms. Kennedy Ohanie's plan of action. And this goes this way. My appeal to all stakeholders is to stop embarking on policies and programs that exploit economically handicapped, vulnerable people, increase and recycle poverty, and deepen ignorance. As we speak, human rights activists in Nigeria have launched a petition to stop the plan. As of Friday evening, it has about 10,500 signatures. According to an international campaign group, Girls Not Bright, 30% of girls and 1.6% of boys in Nigeria are married before the age of 18. And some 12% of girls are married before their 15th birthday. Now, while we may want to argue about whether they are up to the age of marriage, let us look at why they are even going to be married off in the first place. Welfare. Looking after these girls. So maybe our society do not have all it takes to look after orphan girls. Hence, the best decision is to marry them off. So then the government helps to pay the bride price of these girls. The men that are going to marry them, are they up to the task of taking care of them? But when we look at the conversation holistically, I do not want us to look at just the girls. Let's look at orphans on a general basis. And let me just say this, all right? Imagine the parents of these girls were still alive. Do you think they would consent to this? If welfare of these girls or any orphan is really the challenge, I will ask these questions in no particular order. So you choose to either answer all of them, or one of them, or maybe two of them. Question number 1. Can parents plan better for the fate of their young children when they are no more? God forbid, mother and father no more. Are you thinking of the welfare of that child should anything happen to you now? Who can you rely on to look after the child? Are you making plans financially for their welfare after you are gone? Or you just believe that your siblings will take care of them? You just believe that the government will take care. And if they cannot, let them just send my child to the orphanage. What happens after that child is sent to the orphanage? Think about it. Question number 2. Sometimes the reason why some of these people face the difficulties they face is not because people do not want to care for them. It's just that sometimes the process here in Nigeria makes it somewhat difficult for people who have the resources and are willing to adopt these children to get them adopted. Hence, I'm asking, would easy adoption processes encourage the rate of adoption and guarantee the welfare of orphans? And finally, in what ways can we ensure welfare of orphans? 0002, again 0817 923 0002. We also have 0817 923 0003, 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number for your WhatsApp and Telegram messages remains 0809 030 6416. Call screeners in standby to take your calls first. When you call, please note that the first voice you will hear will not be my voice, but of course that of the call screener. So, I will have your name and your location. When I take your call, do me a favor, go straight to the point, as we have other people waiting to have your thoughts heard. I do have some messages on Facebook. I think I would like to start with them. I see some of them on WhatsApp as well. Experiencing a bit of a network glitch here, so I would go ahead with alternatives. Just a few seconds, please. And by the way, the name is Denise Dennis, not Constance. I already see one notification saying good morning, Constance. Nigerian for good afternoon to you and welcome. Hello, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Yeah, good day, my sister.
Good day, my brother. Go ahead.
You in Port Harcourt.
Welcome.
For me, different strokes for different food. Are you with me?
I am with you.
You're back on of orphans and so on. Just like the questions hit you on the floor. To this couple before he must have left government. Is he going to hand over this asset? You know?
I am with
they
you.
Continue to sustain their marriages. End of each couple. Take care of their children, another bill to me, why not these orphans into like they will go to school, maybe vocational classes, and at the end of the day, they also give back to the society when they are strong. Along the line, they will get married. Definitely, they are women. This time. Check almost close to 200 for early marriage. Maybe below the age of 18. This is my take this afternoon. The government, what will be the after effect of their marriage, their welfare, upkeep, and everything? Want to own houses, they want to work, they want to build their own houses. So, what direction? Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Nigerian for good afternoon to you and welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Zion.
Mr. Zion, how are you doing?
Well, this where you are welcome.
Thank you.
I think it's not here. Presidency can intervene and stop this. He did not even talk about adopt them. Hello?
Yes, I can hear you, but the line is breaking. I don't know what
maybe I call back. Let me reconnect.
Okay, reconnect and let's see how that works. Okay, I'm able to access the Facebook messages now. These ones are from the pre-sale. Subsequently, I'll go to the messages on WhatsApp and then, of course, from those watching live. Also, Francis Nnamani is from Amangoze in Enugu State. Good afternoon, Denise. Keep up the good work. Orphan welfare is a good and indigent welfare. Is as good as indigent welfare. We need to take care of the less privileged ones in our society. Friday say greetings. Ima texting from Azumi Nundoki Hip of the Woolworth. Thank you. Kamari Fabike says interesting topic. Thank you. Okay, all of them are just talking about keeping up the good work. So let me move on to the phone lines again. Nigerian Fair, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay, go.
There are better ways we can handle this issue. We can give them scholarship to go to school. We can open up a vault for them to access. We can consult other institutions like the churches or the mosques to associate or collaborate with us to raise up these children. Giving them out for marriage is not the best. It's inimical and it is dangerous to our future. The girls told him they want to get married. Does he know who they want to marry them to?
Well, some of them were interviewed and they said they had been in relationships, so yes.
It is because of their lack of care. It's because they are not trained. Nobody's associated to them. So the only thing they can say is, let us just live our life. How are we sure they will not even forced to say that they're in a relationship? Go and tell the media, tell them that we're already in a relationship so that they will not come and maybe the guy look at the kids as a burden to him. It's unfortunate. Okay, look at it. There are nations today, European nations, communities that are looking for people to occupy the city. Why didn't they liaise with them? Through the power of the presidency. This is our children. A bilateral relationship. Let them live with you. And you send 2-3 elderly people, close to even 50 elderly people with them down to those countries and monitor their development. These people just want to give birth to another terrorism in the next 10 years. In the next 20 years.
Okay, so Mrs. Ryan, help me answer this question, yeah? Can parents actually plan better for the fate of their young children when they are no more?
Our economy today does not give us those privileges. Then before, upon the death or demise of parents, and they have minor or children, the relative come to take them away. Oh, your mama don't die. Okay, come on, that comes to with me for Port Harcourt. That was when the economy was doing well. Most of our uncles and aunties, so they travel out of this country. So they travel out of the community in that other environment. They don't care. Because these parents never expected that they're going to die. They never expected this will happen. This was an attack from banditry. Their death was caused because of the ineptitude of government. Now, for you to protect these children, you want to subject them to another. As parents then growing up, we saw the economy of our parents. Even though it wasn't too good, there were people who were even forcing you to come and go to school. Once you are done with your haircam stuff, come and go to school, train you. But today, the children are the ones that want to go train themselves in the university. So the approach of the government to marry them out, it does not show that indeed they want to help us. Rather, they want to cause us more problems.
All right, thank you so much, Zion. Nigerian Info, good afternoon to you and welcome. What's your name?
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon.
Hi, Denise. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Name and where you're calling from.
Thank you. My name is Muriel.
Oh, Muriel, welcome.
Hello, Denise.
I can hear you, Muriel. Go ahead.
Okay. You see, Denise, these days, families live together. You see, not all, but most families live together, relatives, all families. When one parent dies, it seems as if the children of that particular man or woman will not feel it that much because it's like a compound. Everybody's there for everybody. Their grandparents are there, everybody, they will live on. That's the goal. Everybody eats together, and then they really plan. It's just like, no problem. If one person goes, other people like this here, besides mothers and fathers and something. But beneath the head of a mother with billions of naira, he's not a very rich man. He came into money in all of one of these one of the programs, and then immediately he went to assure his baby. When he dies, his wife and children are only millions of naira. He's a very rich man. He just came, he did something, somebody this man, the rich money just came, and he had killed his life. We don't necessarily because of the economy, but people have the mind to do that. This man that wanted to marry those children, Denise, trust me, it goes far to tell you the mentality of this man. It's a governor, you know.
Sorry, the mentality of who?
He's supposed to tell the mentality of that person. He asked.
Well, hold on. Let me. I don't know if I missed out on this part of the story, but he didn't just take this decision on his own. The truth of the matter is I think the imams of that area came to him. Did you hear me?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
This is a governor that an imam went to.
It's not a governor. He's the speaker of the Niger State Assembly.
Oh, sorry. Please, yeah, he's as educated as the governor. I assume. But the imam who is a traditionalist most times, when he goes to the diseducated and exposed people, they should enlighten this imam, this traditionalist. That no. You don't do this. These children, sometimes, maybe because of one or two situations, they fell into wrong hands. You know? Something happened to them. You know, they married them, they married them or stuff like that. But when they come back to normal society, we should not enslave them further. Because the actions of this leader, if he was allowed to do that, he was enslaving his girls for the second time. And he would have educated the imam. Not that they shouldn't do that part, you know. But he accepted. If women and advocates, this goes a long way to tell you that the mentality of women, you know, you see the think of marrying of the men, the guys, the boys that come. They will not say, okay, let us marry them off to some women or something. It is just women that they taught, you know, particular line of thought, you know, I think it goes a long way to tell us how to see women in some parts of Nigeria.
All right, thank you so much, Muriel. Sincerest apologies for the phone lines. Very poor network there. Just trying to see how we can make the most of it. At the moment, I would like to read through your WhatsApp messages. All right, good afternoon, Didi. Want to carry out this project? What community is best for it? Want to give the items to people who really need it. Thank you. Close the street. I wouldn't know, my brother. Our sister, you have to do your research for that. I'm Soki Fubara from Port Harcourt, Nigeria, people and culture. Some looking at it on basis. Some looking at it from legal basis. Poverty is people and liberates people from poverty. Good afternoon, Constance. No, it's Denise. That move is totally wrong. Because if he thinks that marrying those girls to some men and paying their bride price, I want to ask, is he going to be feeding them also? Jimo from Port Harcourt. How can the welfare of the orphanage be guaranteed? Why families could not even take proper care of their own children because high cost of the community in our government? I have this burden to help these class of people by adoption. That was why I had wanted one child. But here I am with 4. But I will still adopt as time passes by and our economy improves. Their condition is not the fault of theirs. Breadman from Woji. Imal Taka from Choba says, good afternoon, Didi. The topic of discussion today was just what I discussed with one of my friends on Sunday. I met the person in a store buying some provision. While I came to buy bread, the person started asking me for money. I asked, how many children are in your family? I was told that they have 3 and that they want 1 or 2 more. Wait, hold on. 3 and they want 1 or 2 more. I started by telling the person that I have just 2 daughters and that I am content, that I have, by the grace of God, what it takes to father up to children. But I had to restrain myself. Do you know what the person told me? That it's God that brings children and that he would take care of them. So annoying. Okay. Ima, you just raised a valid point. How do I say this? Taking care of one child is not easy. Taking care of 2 children is not easy. If parents are finding it difficult to take care of them, but not take care of the ones that they have, what makes you think that the welfare of children will be guaranteed to on? Let's face reality. Most of us help you see today. The rings ones. Why are there even house girls? Let me use house girls for familiar with. Why are there house girls and house boys for people they do not even know? Parents died. One auntie, I was celebrating them, said, I cannot again. is looking for help. I guess he can't make the leave you. Either the person is paid or not paid. And that begins their life as domestic helps. House girls and house boys. Person that took them as help says, I want to be wicked in this life. Wickedness is my forte. I specialize in wickedness for a living. I take 3 doses of wickedness. 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, 1 in the evening. They treat them bad. Guess what? This child runs out of the house. Back to the streets. Okay. Ministry of Welfare, Social Rehabilitation, blah, de, blah, de, blah. They come, they pack these children from the street, they take them to one home, and they begin to take care of them. But how thorough is that welfare? It's a cycle. Nobody prays that any child should lose their parents. No child prays to be born to a mother or father that will rather dump them in one refuge dump or one borrow pit or one... I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Let's talk reality, because I think we're not looking at this from the standpoint of reality. We're going to commercial break. Sadly, by the time we are back from that commercial break, we would have to round up this conversation. Still the sunny side. Stay tuned.
So I get called. There is Nigeria. My European